In the heart of West Africa, Nigeria is a country rich in culture and diversity, but also marked by political turmoil and unrest. One of the darkest chapters in its aviation history unfolded on July 24, 1993. This is the story of the Nigerian Airways hijack. June 12, a day known as Nigeria's Democracy Day, is one of the most significant dates in Nigeria's political history. On that day in 1993, Nigeria had a presidential election for the first time since the 1983 military coup, but it didn't produce a president despite results showing Moshood Abiola of the Social Democratic Party (SDP) leading his opponent Bashir Tofa of the National Republican Convention (NRC). On June 23rd, the military ruler Ibrahim Babangida annulled the election result, and his action plunged the country into one of its biggest political crises ever. The annulment of the election sparked outrage across the country. Civil society groups, students, and other young Nigerians led mass protests calling for the declaration of Abiola as the winner. The demonstrations, which ran for months, turned violent, with about 100 protesters reportedly killed. Hijack 93 refers to the Nigerian Airways domestic flight 357, which was hijacked on Monday 25th of October 1993. The hijacking took place in the heat of the June 12, 1993 presidential election annulment agitations, which led to political unrest in the country. On that fateful day, a Nigerian Airways Airbus A310 took off from Lagos, destined for Abuja, the nation's capital. The flight was filled with 137 passengers, eager to reach their destination. The flight was en route from Lagos to Abuja when four Nigerian teenagers, Richard Ogunderu, Kabir Adenuga, Benneth Oluwadaisi, and Kenny Razak Lawal, all members of the Movement for the Advancement of Democracy (MAD), protesting the military regime of General Sani Abacha, hijacked the plane. Their mission was simple and clear: reroute the flight to Frankfurt, Germany, to bring global attention to their cause and demand the reinstatement of the rightful leader, MKO Abiola. However, the plane needed to stop over for refueling in Niamey, Niger Republic. When the flight landed at Diori Amani International Airport in Niamey, they announced that the flight had been taken over by Movement for the Actualization of Democracy Men (MAD). The four hijackers said they were acting for the Jerry Yusuf-led Movement for the Advancement of Democracy. They succeeded in diverting the Nigerian Airways Airbus A310 to Niger Republic after discussions with the Gabonese and Ghanaian authorities failed. There they held the plane and passengers hostage for 72 hours, demanding the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. To also show that they were not ready to kill anyone as long as the government listened to them, they released 34 of the 193 passengers, among whom were top Nigerian government officials. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government sent 24 delegates to try and talk to the hijackers, but none of them entered the aircraft to talk to them. The Nigerian soldiers could not storm the plane because the hijackers claimed to have rigged the plane with explosives, and so began negotiations, keeping the remaining passengers hostage. For 3 days, the hijackers and the passengers fed on coffee and biscuits. The Nigerian soldiers eventually realized the hijackers were not armed, and under the cover of darkness, they stormed the plane. The four teenagers were arrested, handcuffed behind their backs, and taken straight to a prison cell. They were denied food for days. The hijackers were remanded in Niamey prison for 9 years before they were released in 2001. This is a story of conflict, fear, and ultimately hope, a reflection of a nation navigating through its struggles while aiming for a brighter future. In the aftermath of Hijack 93, the struggle for democracy continued. The bravery of these four teenagers highlighted a pivotal moment in Nigeria's history, a reminder that the fight for justice and the voice of the people can sometimes lead to desperate measures to protect the values of democracy.